At 48 kg, 6 feet height, and feeling so much low in confidence. I'm a mechanical engineering dropout. So, finding a job was very difficult. There's overall different scenario. My parents used to go to work. It was, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 kind of job structures. Coming from a vernacular medium and dropping out from mechanical engineering, it becomes actually tough for you. When you look at the world, you can only see empty places and people are not really looking forward to hire you.
There are a lot of trainers, but then there is Nair. Praveen को मिलो सब कुछ अजीब हो जाएगा। वाह, मुझे लगता है कि मेरा पहला ट्रेनर जो है ये प्रवीण है। और
He being so busy with all the top notches in every career, everyone goes to Praveen.
Well, today I'm going to tell you about my real story about me being an introvert, being in Kerala with my granny growing up at 48 kg, 6 feet height, and feeling so much low in confidence. And I knew that, I don't have a great physique, or probably I don't even look good to be in front of people. So whenever I had to go out, I used to wear really loose t-shirts or shirt in order to hide my body as much as I could do. Or probably wear a t-shirt underneath and then wear a shirt that I could still look a little bulky or bigger. I do really understand and really connect with those people who do feel the same thing. They feel low in energy, they feel low in confidence, they'll feel low in going out and talking to people. So then overall coming here in Mumbai, being an introvert, then changing myself to a complete extrovert, running Sweat Pilates, Sweat Bootcamp, Sweat Fit Wellness, and training all the celebs here. I've trained all the big names like Shraddha Kapoor, Kartik Aaryan, Abhishek Bachchan, all these names, and making one of the best physique. It did take time, but yes, that one decision that I made for myself changed everything for me. Not only this, I just want to share this also, that coming from a vernacular medium and dropping out from mechanical engineering, it becomes actually tough for you. When you look at the world, you can only see empty places and people are not really looking forward to hire you. This is actually a challenge, but I overcame it. And I'm sure that there are people who genuinely need help. This video can really help you to get better and build confidence and build a great body. So I'm going to give away those 5 pointers that really worked for me to take the right decision and to change myself and build a kind of an empire in Mumbai. Point number 1, the world labels you before you label yourself. The decision-making power. I still remember back in those days of Kerala, when I was about, say, 14, 15, in my school days, whenever someone used to come to our home to meet my granny, I used to be always hiding behind some rooms or the wall. Whenever they used to call me to come in front of them and talk to them, I used to be always hiding behind a wall or any places or just give some excuses. And it's actually very weird and very difficult situation to be in. But one day, everything changed for me. There was a situation, some people actually made fun of me and the way I looked. And that day I sat down and I asked myself, this is what I expect every day to be happening with me? And that day I changed everything. I took that decision of taking that step towards making my physical appearance change. And with the time, that changed a lot of things for me. In here, what we need to understand is about you have to take that decision and firm decision about how you want the world to see yourself. So if in case you are in the situation that I'm talking about, please sit down, take a pen and paper and write down those pain that you have. And I'm sure that you will find your way out and make that wise decision of changing yourself. Point number 2 is about find a motivation or inspiration and then start, based on those terms, start educating yourself. Which means that in simple, you know that if you're finding a motivation to get yourself better in physical appearance, you look up to someone, right? That person has done it correctly and has a good physique. That is the reason that you're looking up to them. So in simple, for me, it was Salman Khan, and I saw his that song of Oh Jane Jana that actually inspired me to take that step towards looking great. But of course, then I went up and started reading Encyclopedia by Arnold, and I read everything about Arnold. That actually made me understand a lot of things about how he has come up and how he changed that perception. And actually, he's actually from a very small town of Austria, then coming to US, taking a lot of challenges, but making a huge renowned name in the world. That took a lot of hard work. That actually inspired me. I read everything in Encyclopedia by Arnold, and that educated me. So inspiration, motivation does play a huge role. Along with that, you need to always take the path of educating yourself. And I believe that most of the people, if in case anyone lacks, a physical appearance or confidence or things like that, it's always the lack of knowledge that you have. So the moment you start educating yourself towards that particular topic, you become a masterpiece in that. Point number 3 is about your body changes when your routine changes. Being said, you must be knowing the journey of me being in Kerala with my granny, vernacular medium school, all those things. But when I came to Mumbai, the story wasn't much different for me. The struggle went on. And I used to actually, of course, I'm a mechanical engineering dropout. So, finding a job was very difficult. There's overall different scenario. My parents used to go to work. It was, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 kind of job structures. So everything was very difficult coming into Mumbai. Of course, me being in Kerala in the beginning stage of my life, couldn't speak good fluent English or Marathi. So getting a job was very difficult. All I could figure out to a relative was that to fix a job in a garment. And well, yes, the shift was from somewhere about 8:30 onwards till about 6:30 in the evening. It was a long shift. And I could say that I actually, with the time, I become a good stitcher. So I used to stitch the sweaters. And that used to get exported from there. But what was I stuck around was about discipline. And, in that garment, when I used to work, so when you do the overtime and you work extra, you always get paid a little extra. And then I still remember I used to take home somewhere about 4,500, and along with the overtime that I used to do, I used to get somewhere about 1,000 rupees extra. But that time I knew one thing: if I'm going to change myself from here, I would change my life. If not, I would be always a tailor sitting in a garment and stitching those clothes or the sweaters. And I wanted to change myself. And when I got the job and things like that, the first thing I did was that going to a gym nearby and taking membership. I still remember that membership was for 35 rupees for a month, and very average gym. And even in those times, the trainer in the gym won't let you take any dumbbell or the barbell. Only option was to do squats, Surya Namaskar and pull-ups. But I did this with my full heart every day. In fact, twice a day. At this point of time, I do know that calorie in and calorie out. But that point of time, I didn't know anything. And I used to work really hard. Only one thing I knew was that work hard, put in the best on the floor, and you may get the results. And I worked hard every single day. I used to show up in the gym. I used to be physically present in the gym, riding my bicycle in the gym, do workout from 5:30 to 7:30. Then from there, I used to quickly on the way ride that bike to a chicken shop, get some chicken. Then I had to come home, quickly boil my chicken, get some, rice or whatever that's been cooked at home, take it along with me and go to the garment. But I didn't miss a single meal. And all I knew that I continued that consistency for a couple of months. By the end of the almost 6 to 8 months, I was almost a giant. I was a big guy with a lot of muscles. And that time, when I started gaining muscle and volume, I knew one thing, that I'm not changing the way I'm looking, but I am shaping my life. Your take home from this point should be that it's not about this fancy gym or fancy chef making fancy food for you. It's about the willingness of you to find that success or find that goal that you have. And that's all you need. And then you just find ways around to get those things done the way I did it. I find a bicycle from a friend to ride it in the morning to the gym, because the gym was a bit far from my home. And then I found time to go and get those chicken, then I'd boil it and rush to the, garment. I still remember that by the time I get to the garment, I used to be drenched in sweat because I'm riding bicycle, I'm running home. And of course, today I'm sitting in an AC room, but that time we didn't have fridge, we didn't have TV probably, and we didn't have nothing. But yes, only one thing that can change everything for you is about clarity in the vision and working hard. This one is important one. Point number 4, discipline is only the cheat code along with a great hard-working mentality. If in case I want to give options and excuses, I have a lot of them to say. Probably I didn't have the financial background or financial backup. I didn't get all the facilities, but that's where the thing changes. I was giving excuse to myself, and I realized one day that, if I'm going to give excuse and I'm going to just keep doing that for the rest of life, nothing is going to change, because past is past, future is something that I can do towards. And this changed my life forever. Now the story begins furthermore into the next level of the life. It's about me being a trainer. Of course, working in garment, saving some money or making a great physique made me a movement towards working in a gym. Of course, at that point of time, not a certified trainer because didn't have the money to do certification. But of course, this gym opened up a lot of windows for me, making great friends. By the time I could speak Hindi, a bit of Marathi also, and that actually changed a lot of things for me. I met great people, great humans. They actually showed my way ahead in doing certification. Then I never looked back, and the opportunity was given to me from one of my best friends. He was the manager in that gym. He asked me during my certification that, would you like to be a part of this company? And I said that I would love to grab it because I don't have a job. I couldn't tell that to him. I don't have a job or option. But as soon as he said that, I grabbed the opportunity. I said, please give me the opportunity. And every month after month, I became the top trainer there. Of course, I want to just put this point across to you that when I started, I was the lowest category of trainer in that gym. And going to one of the toppest trainer in that gym wasn't just by fluke, or that wasn't just a luck. Only one thing that I implemented every day in and day out was consistency and hard work. I made it a point that when I'm on the floor, I'm the best trainer. When I'm training someone, that person gets the best results. And when it comes to numbers and performance, nobody can outwork me. I made it a point that every month, whenever the monthly meeting used to happen, I'm the top trainer and I do get the award for the top trainer. I still remember that, I worked every Sunday. This is a beautiful thing to share with you guys so back in those days, I was actually working in Bandra, and I used to work in the late night. So I used to train Ijaz Khan and Vishal Dadlani. So Ijaz used to come after the shoot, and Vishal used to come, Vishal Dadlani, the music director. I don't have a picture of them with me, unfortunately. Those times social media wasn't a big thing. I used to stay back till about 2, 3 in the night, and I used to train these people. And then with my friend, Kalpesh, we used to stay back in the gym till about almost 4:35. Then we used to ride the bike. By the time I actually gathered some money and took some loan and bought my first bike, we used to ride back home in Thane from Bandra, change the clothes quickly, and my mother used to always prepare food for me at that time. Grab the food quickly, go back to Bandra again. I did that for a couple of years. And I think what the take home for you guys from here is that you have to outwork everyone. And when it comes to hard work, you have to give your 100%, not even 99%, 100%. And there are some days, of course, you feel a bit tired, challenged, but reset your mind and know exactly what you're heading towards. Point number 5, your body doesn't define your value, but it reflects your discipline. Being thin didn't make me worthless, or being with a great physique and with a lot of confidence didn't make me superior. But today, my body, my confidence reflects the hard work that I've put in across the years. And when I say this, I do mean it. It's not easy in the fitness industry. And when I used to work in those gyms, there used to be actually 30 to 35 trainers in a month running for a certain target of becoming one of the best trainers. And coming every month as a top trainer wasn't easy at all. And I could crack that only because of the faith, the hard work, the discipline, showing up every day when the day was a bit easy on me. I was a bit tired, but I showed up. Those are the things that actually matters when you really want to change something. Your body is not your identity, but it's a proof that you can commit to anything and make it happen. In my case, from 48 kg to becoming the celebrity trainer, training a lot of celebs, changing their lives, changing a lot of people and their overall thinking and perception about fitness, and running sweat boot camp, sweat Pilates. If I can do this, anybody can do it. All you need to have is about faith, clarity, hard work, and of course, consistency. And I think this is what I've done to myself over the period of years, that there are days that you may not feel about putting that 100%, but show up. May not be 100%, but at about 90%, at about 80%. Show up every single time and constantly keep working on yourself to become the best version of yourself. So final takeaway, don't train or do not try to adapt a pattern to impress someone, but to impress yourself. Don't train to impress people, rather train to become someone you respect. If my story is like yours, listen carefully. You may be thin, you may be fat, but when you have clarity in what has to be done, which means decision making, feel the pain, understand the way forward, you will become unstoppable. All you need to do is show up today, show up tomorrow, show up day after, and show up with the same intensity, same intention until you become the best version of yourself that you have seen for yourself. I'm Praveen Nair. I'm here to help you build your best, strongest, and the fittest version of yourself. Subscribe and let's transform together.